Welcome back to Didikanku. Today I'm joined with Moonlight Path. It's my pleasure to introduce them, Dorothy and Chloe, empowerment coaches. Welcome, Dorothy and Chloe.
Hello! Yay! Thank you for having us.
It's our
Yes.
pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you and an honor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for being here. We are so excited to be on your podcast for so long.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I know we've pushed this back a bit. Things have happened in the interim, but it's great to finally have both of you. So for some of our viewers, Dorothy and Chloe, can you tell us a little bit about Moonlight Path, how you guys met, what is Moonlight Path, and what is co-coaching, what both of you do as coaches?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we are doing co-coaching because me and Chloe found out that we have very different gifts and we want to bring these two gifts in complement to each other and bring it out to the world. So how we both met is we met in school, right? In a camp. And then it was very interesting because we met about 2 years before we started this. Was it, Chloe?
Yeah. Yeah, I
around
think so. Yes.
Yeah. And we never in our, we have never thought that we will become coaches together.
Never. When we first met, never.
Yeah, it was just really amazing friend.
So what happened when you first met? What was the what kind of brought you together?
That was so funny. So we were in the same camp group, and I recall that Dorothy, she was the camp leader. So she added everyone in this WhatsApp group chat. And she has this amazing hair. I recall she cut her own bangs and then she looking all badass. And then
shaved the side.
Yeah, shaved the side. And I was like, wow, this girl is such a badass. I need to be friends with her. That was me, under her. So that was my first impression on Dorothy.
Yeah.
Wow. So Chloe, you thought Dorothy was a badass.
Yes.
And Dorothy, what was Chloe?
Chloe was such a she made an impression, definitely, because she's so confident. It's like, Chloe is the kind of person where she walks in the room and you will never not notice her.
So she just lit up the room for you.
Yes, and because she's so confident, and when I talk to her, I know that she's really good with the practical world. Which I find super different from me because I am very intuitive and emotional. And then eventually from there, as we talk more about life, right? Because we went out on dates to cafe and then we're like, oh, let's eat food together, let's talk about life. And from there, we realized that we can connect a lot, even though our gifts are very different. Yeah.
Interesting. So you said earlier though, you guys had no idea you would be coaching. Yeah. So what was the point where you guys came together and started Moonlight Path?
It was after COVID, actually.
Okay.
It was the period after COVID. Somehow we met again. I can't recall when we met again.
I can't recall, but I do know that every time when we meet, it was about solving our own life problems.
Okay.
Yes. So somehow every time we meet, we will be discussing a lot deeper about the emotional problems that Chloe and I face. And then mostly when Chloe faced difficulty in love life and work life, and then we will sit down and talk and we will try to unpack, why is she feeling this way? How is she feeling this way? What contributed to all of this? And then because of that, then we thought hey, we gotta bring that to the world, right? We gotta do something together.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it actually started with you guys kind of coaching each other.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wow.
Yes. And because I am such a emotional person, right? So a lot of the things I don't really find practical solutions to it. And I didn't know that I needed that. And for Chloe is that she's really good with the hands-on. So she gave me practical tips, like get in touch with the five senses and things like that. That really helped me to realize that I don't have to always be in my emotions all the time and try to find solutions within the emotions, even though that works as well.
Wow. So you guys, I guess you're coaching each other and you kind of realize that you complement each other in different aspects. So how did you come up with the name Moonlight Path?
Oh, this is so crazy.
I love the question.
Okay, context. Every single time Dorothy and I meet, it's magic. This is the context, because things just flow, like the conversation just flows so nicely and ideas just comes in. Yep. So what happened was we were on the train. A lot of things were flowing back then. So we were talking about our gifts. So Dorothy, she is like the light because she has a very strong intuition. Like she knows the emotional guideposts, like I would say the spiritual part of things. And then I'm more like the shadow because I have a lot of problems to unpack back then. So, and I do understand the process of those challenges that people usually go through, like in their love, career, family, the struggles, the emotional breakdown. I do have a process in my head about what emotions lead to the next. So in terms of that, Dorothy is like the light and I'm like the shadow. So we flow, like the yin and the yang kind of idea. Yep. And then the craziest thing is that suddenly, because I have this lotion.
Oh wow! You've already branded it. Wow.
No. Okay, this is not ours. So this is Bath and Body Works lotion, and they have this scent called Moonlight Path. So I had this in my bag. Yeah. So back then I was like, you know what? Like the yin and the yang concept reminds me of this thing, this lotion of bottle. So I took it out and I'm like, moon and the light, the shadow and the light path. And we were like, you know what? This is going to be our name. And everything just fall into place. Like the concept, our USP, our idea, even the name.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy because it's so synchronicity. Like me and her, like when she was telling me about the Moonlight Path, when she was going to tell me, I was actually thinking about the moon. Like at the same time, like because we were brainstorming about our name, I think we were thinking about what should these be and things like that. And then I just thought, we need the moon. And then she goes, took out the lotion and Moonlight Path. I was, oh my God, so Chloe.
Yeah. And the funniest thing, no, not funny. The craziest thing is that we came up with the name with less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was less than 15 minutes on the train. We were just talking, and it just flowed in. And we were like, oh, damn, okay.
It just kind of clicked. This is it.
Yes,
I'm the moon. She's the light.
Yeah.
And I have this lotion that we can use to brand ourselves.
Yes. And we had a path. We had a path for people to move into.
I can see that. So moon and light, and you guys kind of show the path for people.
Yes.
So what has your experience been like doing co-coaching? Because I know it's not that common for coaches to take on a client. Well, two coaches to take on a client. So what is the, I guess, difference from conventional coaching, and what's been your experience so far?
Wow.
Because for me, I did coaching before co-coaching.
Yeah.
So I kind of know the difference.
Yep.
When I was just coaching myself, it was not so much fun, Chloe.
Oh, I'm happy I'm here.
Yay! It was really not so much fun because it was just like an hour of me and the client, and then we just unpack like the usual thing that I do with Chloe. But then when Chloe is in, and when we share our life stories, it kind of just make it a lot more fun. I think that's the one key point of the difference, is that it's just fun to have it with Chloe.
So it just makes it like more enjoyable when you have someone to work off of.
Yeah. And when, like, I think because our energy together is really good.
Yep.
So when our clients meet with us on this energy level, it helps them as well to uplift them and make it more enjoyable. And in terms of like the coaching itself, it just makes it so wonderful to see how Chloe can just say things that I never thought of and vice versa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So can you give some examples of how you guys complement each other when you're in a coaching session?
Okay. Do you have anything, Chloe?
How it looks from what I know is that how it looks like when we're having coaching is it's very flowy.
Yep.
So you have to imagine like a very flowy conversation, not much structure. It's all focused on the client. So we will ask a lot of questions actually. So Dorothy and I, we have a set of questionnaires that we want to ask. Like some basic questions like your family upbringing, your major challenges, and then break it down what, why, who, when, where, and the how did this emotion come about. So so how we complement each other is that through asking these questions and then also from the answers of the client, that is where Dorothy and my gifts come in our response. So Dorothy, usually she would start off with explaining the concept of, let's say, a desired state that the client wants to be. So for example, the client is depressed and he wants to feel, trust, he wants to trust in himself or herself again.
Yep.
He or she wants to feel light again. So Dorothy would come in and explain, like, because she's so intuitive, she's so good with like the spiritual and the emotional space. She
Right.
has the right words to describe, like, how light is, what trust is, what spirituality is, and what law of attraction is. So she gives like an emotional guidepost to the client as into what they should feel next, that helps them ease into the light. So Dorothy, in a sense, her gifts is she's very good with asking questions upon like the client's responses. So she will ask questions that guide them to light. They guide them to understand themselves more and understand that, hey, I am capable to feel better. Like, for example, they're depressed. The next easy feeling to feel maybe is gratitude.
Right.
Something like that. So she will guide them to feel this higher vibrational energy emotions. And then for me, how I come in is I give in a lot of practical stuff. Like I give a lot of practical advice. Like, for example, I care a lot about the environment. So I will ask a lot of questions about your environment. Who are you with? And then break it down. How many friends do you have? Who are the good ones? Who are the low energy ones? And, like just break down the physical things to them. Or maybe it comes to finances, I'll break it down. So what do you have now in terms of your income stream? And then where is your dominant focus? And then who can help you? Your relatives, your friends, whatever. So me is more like finding the physical solution, while Dorothy is more finding the spiritual side of of solutions.
Wow. I think what I can add on about this to just sum it up is that if we see this world in our life, right, we have two worlds that we live in, the inner world and the outer world, right? And when you have us as your coaches, I'm the coach for the inner world and Chloe is the coach for the outer world. Like it's like the simplest way to see us and our gifts is that, because Chloe is so good with the environment that she really helps you to see what is in your environment that is missing and what you can move and improve on. And then because I am so inside, right, then I help people to see what is happening to their emotions and what they can improve on.
Right. Wow. So it's kind of like Chloe will focus on the tangibles and you're focusing on the intangibles. And this is how you guys complement each other when you came up with that Moonlight Path, the yin and the yang. Really interesting. No, it's really interesting because a lot of people don't really see this. And I think even as coaches, a lot of coaches become biased because some coaches become biased because they have a certain way of doing things. And it's interesting how you guys work off each other to make sure that you have different approaches. So that's really interesting. Have you had any challenges with some of your clients that you coach? What are the typical people that you coach? What are some of the I guess things they need to work through. I don't want to say issues because
Yeah.
they're not really issues, right? They're things
Yeah.
we need to work through and
Yes.
find that path. And you
Yes.
guys are the moon and the light that show the path. So what are
Yeah.
some of those things that people need to work through?
I think for our clients are mainly people who seek for more, who really wants to improve themselves. So let's talk about the challenge first, right? Because that's the first question. So I think one of the challenge that we face is that clients kind of just get really happy and excited on the first meeting, and then they got some of the tips and like good stuff, and they're just done.
Right.
Yeah. So that is the current one of the challenge. What other challenge do we face, Chloe?
But that could be because of your personality, the way you guys go into the coaching. You're automatically positive and uplifting, and you're really, I guess, encouraging the client, and you're passing your energy on. Couldn't that be part of it as well?
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think you want to change that, right? You don't want to come in and be
No.
all somber.
No,
and
that'll
get
be
the
too
client.
sad.
I think one thing that I face, like, it's a similar challenge as what Dorothy mentioned. But what I feel is that there are also some clients whom we can sense that they actually need, like, either coaching or therapies to help them through. However, after the first call, I think they just don't have the inner strength to get themselves to seek help again. So which is why when we prompt them for like the next call and stuff, then some of them wouldn't reply. Then some of them would say they need some space and they just don't feel like having the co-coaching. So we are kind of, it's a challenge for us, but we also feel worried, like, for these clients, that are they seeking the right help, or are they, getting the right influence? So this is one of the biggest challenge that we are facing, and we're trying to find a solution to get this kind of clients to stick with us, and also to have the inner strength to always seek help for themselves.
Yeah. Another thing is that probably right now we are trying to shift our focus as well on clients that need help at the right time. Because I think most of the clients who couldn't come to us and seek help or seek any other help, I guess life is just really bringing them to a point where they can. Because a lot of these kind of things, like, we can't really force it, like we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
No, you can't. It's something that someone needs to have the, I guess, self-awareness, right? But then again, it's not easy for people to reach out for help. So what do you say to those people who do need help, but maybe are a bit hesitant? A lot of people, maybe it's pride, maybe it's shame. Some people are just ashamed to ask for help. Some people are too proud. And it happens a lot. I've met a lot of people. I think even I have been a victim of pride and shame myself, where I've been a bit like, do I really need someone's help? I can do this myself, But at the end of the day, we all need someone to kind of help us, guide us, get us through whatever is blocking us, right? Whatever is blocking us. So do you have any advice or tips for those people?
The first thing that came to my mind is that all of this feeling of shame and not being able to ask for help is all because, our current society is still not acceptable or embracing of our emotions. Because I can be facing some problems and I don't want to ask for help because I am afraid of judgment.
Right.
And I think that what is that judgment is about is that we are afraid of people judging our challenges, afraid of people judging us as weak, right? Judging us as, why are you so why are you feeling this way? You shouldn't be feeling this way. But
Right.
The fact is, we need to start building safer space for people's emotion, for people to be able to ask for help.
Right.
And so for people who I think that need help but couldn't ask for help, is that first they need to feel safe to be able to do that. That asking help is not something that is shameful, but it's something that is beautiful, something that is helpful to not just the person but the world.
Like there's actually a strength that comes from you when you're overcoming your pride or your shame to ask for help.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's say that I wanted to be a client with you guys. What
Come
would
on.
be
Come on. Yay. Happy to have you.
When are you free, David?
Yay.
well,
Okay.
it brings me to the question. So what would I guess the program, so to say, be like? What would what would I need to expect, I guess?
Recently, we are coming up with a new structure
Mm-hmm.
for our coaching, and it is to be called From Mundane to Magic.
Okay.
Yes. So what we realize is that a lot of the times in our lives, we aren't really being ourselves. When we are not being ourselves, our lives become a little more mundane, right? But when we are able to be aligned with really who we are in terms of everything that you ever wanted in life, your life becomes magic just by you being you. And so if we are going with this program with you, you can expect to become magic, David.
Yes.
And what if I think I already have magic?
You become even more magic.
Even more magic.
Awesome. So sorry, when I just kind of want to clarify here. So we start with the mundane. So for example, I let's say I have something with my love life, for example, that I want to talk about. That's making me maybe feel a bit insecure.
Mhm.
So you would then maybe talk about like why
Yes.
certain things are making me feel insecure.
Yeah.
And that's the mundane part. And then from there to move to magic,
Yeah.
what would be the process?
So because we really want this experience to be so, we want clients to be able to own their own experience, right? So we actually pull in many different tools and gifts from other people as well. So from this, we are going to read into your chart. Have you heard of the natal chart?
I've heard of it, but please,
Yes. Okay,
I'm sure
I will
there's
just
some of
have
the
a
audience who haven't. So
yes, I will just have a little
explain it a bit.
explanation. So
Yeah.
natal chart is basically a chart where it shows all of the planets and the stars at the time when you are born on this earth. So because the time when you're born on this earth, like that 1 minute is very different from the next minute, you know? And so a person that is born at 6 p.m. is different from a person who is born at 6:01 p.m. Okay, so we are going to look into how your planets align with each other. And then because the natal chart usually can reveal certain shadows and also your gifts. So it can reveal what are the difficult parts in your life and what are some things that you can do to align these difficult parts and make it easier for yourself. So we are going to use that as a base of a blueprint of your life. And then after that, me and Chloe will come in to unpack, do the things that we do usually about unpacking of the emotions and understanding your environment. And then we are going to use that to see what can be improved of your love life, for example, right? So let's say your natal chart shows that your love life needs some of spirituality to be able to find the love of your dream, right? Then we will have to help you work through what are some blockages you have regarding your spirituality. What do you want to move into and what suits you, right? and we will try to unpack that and then help you see what is the magic that is already in you, that is already in your love life that you haven't been able to harness.
Wow. So I think that's really important when you say what is already in you. So you're actually helping people to become more self-aware, gain more awareness,
Yes.
and really understand that they already have something inside them, and you're just helping to bring it out.
Yeah.
You're helping to shed more light on it, so to say.
Yes. Yes.
Whether moonlight.
Yes. Moonlight
Yes.
Path.
Yeah, we do self-purpose coaching
Mhm.
and emotional empowerment. So these two are our biggest coaching value that we hope to give to people. So
Yeah.
after unpacking, discovering your gifts, your shadows, blockages, then we will proceed to understanding and discovering your desires. So let's say the goals of our clients, where they want to be, who they want to become, what are their dreams that they haven't really got the courage to chase after. So we want to bring out this purpose, this dream that they have,
Wow.
and then we have to solidify it down to them and break down the pathway from their current stage to where they want to be.
Yeah.
So yes,
And what they can practice to be there. Because
practice.
who we are essentially is what we practice every day.
Right, right. Our habits kind of make us who we are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean when you say practice?
Yes.
Or can we change our habits
Yes.
to be better?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
So imagine like a physical gym. Like if you want to build the muscle, you want to have your abs, you want to look sexy and hot. And
I do.
Me too. I want to. So you got to, go to the gym or, run, exercise, do something that builds your body consistently.
Yes.
Right.
So it's like a physical gym. Some people even hire like a trainer to help them in the physical gym. So for us, we are very similar to a physical gym.
Yes.
Dorothy and I, we are the emotional gym.
We are
the emotional gym.
Yes.
So we train people like habit, like consistent. We are like the physical trainers, but now we're like the emotional trainers. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
getting the link. Yeah. So we are like the emotional trainers that we are here to sit down with the client, go through their emotions, go through their thoughts, their feelings, the inner world, like in every of our coaching sessions, so that they can always be aligned to their purpose and see and reclaim it.
Yeah.
We want our clients to see their purpose and reclaim it and act upon it. So that is what we are here for. We are here to be consistent and to be with our clients, as consistent as we can be, to help them, build out their emotional muscle so that they can emerge into more magic and more alignment. Yes. So this is the idea.
Yes. Like if you want abs, you can't just train your arms. Right? You got to train the right thing to get your abs.
Exactly.
So we as trainers are here to help you train the right things to get to where you want to be, because we live in a world with so many things to do, so many things that you can practice, right? And sometimes people might not know what to train on.
Right. Wow. So what you're doing is really helping people to pinpoint what they need to focus on, I guess, in terms of either be aware of or even what they want to improve, right?
Yes.
And then you kind of guide them towards that. So have you had anyone who understood, who was aware of a certain habit or a certain aspect of themselves that they knew they had to improve, and you kind of gave them a blueprint? Okay, this is how you can do it. Here's some things that you need to do to be accountable for your own improvement, and then they kind of went away and didn't really do anything.
It's common. When it comes to consistency, we expect that, but I feel that as coaches we need to have the patience to follow through. So some examples we can have is, let's say, we have been talking a lot about love, so we can talk about maybe something along the lines of career or self-worth.
Yep.
self-worth. I'm feeling like self-worth. So we have some clients that came to us and they say like they don't feel great about themselves. They just don't like who they are. They hate themselves. So Dorothy and I, we gave them a blueprint. We gave them a lot of
Sorry, when you
suggestions.
say they hate themselves, that's
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? Like they think
They say
they're
they
what
think that,
like
sorry?
they think that they're not good enough or
Yeah.
Yes, they're not
wow,
worthy enough, and
wow.
because basically because of also a lot of family issues where family, family is where we first start to have human beings in our life,
Right.
and they grow up in a space where they are not valued and constantly compared to.
And so they kind of just feel insecure, they feel belittled, they feel
Yes.
worthless.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I just want to clarify that.
Yeah,
It's a
thank
good
you for
clarification.
clarifying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
And
Yeah.
then, so what do you do with these clients who are self-hating, self-loathing?
First of all, we have this process, like simple steps. First of all, is to validate it. So whenever they say this kind of strong emotions, we validate with them. It's like a safe space. So the first step is to validate their emotions. Then the second step is to unpack. So we'll understand what caused them to feel this. It could be relationships, like with their spouse. It could be their parents, upbringing. It could also be their friends or workplace. Many things. So unpacking the core and also to paint a very clear picture to what is actually causing this, and then to break it down that some of it may be irrational, like some of the emotions may be irrational, and to bring the light to them. Second step is to unpack.
Yeah, so just want to add on to the irrational feelings part of things, because me myself, I have been doing trauma work for a long time, so I do understand trauma. And then because I do understand trauma, I can bring to the clients to let them know that their trauma is valid as well, like even though it is irrational feelings, right? But it doesn't mean that it should be thrown away. It is still embraced right here, even though it is irrational. Because I know, in our society, friends around, partners, they're always like, you are irrational. And you just think that, oh my God, I'm irrational. I shouldn't exist. I shouldn't have these emotions. But it's not true. Irrational feelings are valid and they should be here. It's just that what can we make sense out of it?
Yeah. So we are here to help them.
that is really true, where you tell a family member or you tell a friend, they say, oh, you shouldn't be like that. That's irrational, for lack of a better word. And I guess that's also a reason why some people might be hesitant to reach out for help, because the people that they have reached out to for help have basically said, oh, you don't need help.
And that is not what we want to preach.
Right.
We want to bring the awareness for sure. Like, even though it's valid, but we still have to bring the awareness that, you know what, this is not where you want to be. The irrationality space is not where you want to be, and you have the power to change that.
Right.
So this is where we move to step 3, empowerment. So we will let them know, we will ask them questions to understand where their dreams and goals are. And from there, based on their responses, we will give the most suitable tips and tools that we have. Like, honestly, we have a lot of tools. Like, I can list some examples. So one of it is the 5 senses. Like, this is like for example, what do you read every day? What do you see? Who do you interact with every day? This is the eyes. Right. What do you listen to every day? The podcasts, the videos, the TV shows that you watch. What are you listening? Who are you talking to every day? Who are you listening advice from every day? Mouth, what are you eating every day? Are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your physical self? Or are you saying good things about yourself? Or what kind of words are you saying every day? And the touch, right. Are you taking care of your body? Are you like, for example, going for massages or showering and
giving yourself self-hug?
Self-hug. Or are you going to work out frequently to take care of your physical self? This is like the senses. So 5 senses, and did I miss anything? And the scent, like when you are stressed, are you breathing in the air? Are you giving yourself some time to breathe? And then, or or when you're really are you're taking care of yourself enough to, for example, you have essential oils and stuff like that to calm your senses down. So these are some tools that we have. And Dorothy, she also have this tool which is called the Affirmations.
Yeah.
So Dorothy, you can explain a little bit about the Affirmations.
I love affirmation because affirmation is as we go into our day, we are always affirming things.
Right.
So the moment we wake up, all the thoughts that we have are affirmations. And I love the tool of affirmation because it helps us to be aware of our thoughts. So let's say you can have a day with like 80% of negative thoughts and 20% of positive thoughts, right? And how do we push that 20% up even more so that you can actually be affirming good things to yourself in your daily life? And affirmations work in such a funny way because at the start, you might not really sit with the words. Like you might not be able to say, I am beautiful, I am loving of myself, I deserve to be loved, I deserve to be respected. At first, you might feel a little like, what? I don't really believe that. But then if you start to say more of that, no matter whether you believe or not, if you start to just tell yourself that, give yourself the space to say it inside, eventually it will become something that you can start to believe it a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a whole lot more.
So is there, when you talk about affirmations and you said like, I'm beautiful, I deserve this, I deserve that. Is there I guess, a border where affirmations become narcissism? You know, narcissism, where people are just like, I'm so great, I'm so amazing. Everything I touch turns to gold. And that is important. Like when you were saying about affirmations, yes, I deserve to be loved. I am good. I am beautiful. But is there a point where it comes to narcissism when we're doing that too much or not?
I feel like if you want to talk about narcissism, I feel like it is just a lack of awareness. Because if you are just saying the words like, oh, I am beautiful, I own the world, in a way that you feel fake about it, or you I don't know, like I feel like it's a lack of self-awareness if you were to go into the narcissistic part of things, because I haven't actually met human beings who are on that spectrum. Most of the people that I met are really low at self-esteem. And when you are low at self-esteem and you're aware of it, and when you're not using narcissism as a coping mechanism, then I think affirmation would not bring you to become a narcissist.
Well, can affirmations be used in a different way? Like, is it a bit like reframing as well? For example, when you wake up, instead of saying, oh, I've got to get out of bed and go to work, and I don't really like my work, and I've got to meet my boss, and there's this coworker that I don't like that I'm going to have to talk to. Maybe I'll avoid, I don't know. But instead kind of changing that and waking up and saying, you know what, a beautiful morning. I mean, if you're a spiritual person, maybe thanking God you still have a job, or just being grateful. I'm grateful that I can get out of bed and go do my job, and I still can make a living, even though there's a coworker I don't like, but at least there's someone to talk to, or maybe I can get to know why I don't like them. Or maybe I can, ask myself, why don't I like this person? What can I do to change that, right? And rather than
So
go ahead.
that word, sorry about that. That word that you use, reframing, is exactly what affirmation tool is about. So because like the coworker situation that you have, we had it with Chloe that time. We were unpacking ours.
Oh yes.
Right. And then we found out that like it's really worth unpacking, because when you don't like someone about certain things, there are reasons for it. And usually these reasons sit deeper within us. And when we are able to reach there, we can actually improve a lot on ourselves. Yeah. And another thing that we like to do in terms of affirmation is to say the same situation that you said, right? You are going to work and you are going to face this co-worker that you don't like. What we like to do is to bless that person. Before you go to work, bless the day, bless your work, bless that person. Bless that person, say that, you know, I wish that this person has a good day today, because I'm going to work and I want to have a good day. And I want to have a good day around this person. So
you know, that's easier said than done, though, because I think a lot of people are like, curse that person.
And I do understand that. Yeah, this is like the shadow part. So to make affirmations more practical, which is something that I love to do,
yes,
is that the another point of aspect that of affirmations is that you have to seek the next easiest feeling to be better.
Right.
It has to be easy for you. It has to align to who you are. You have to own that feeling.
Yeah.
Ownership of your affirmations is a very, very key point, because if you don't own it, it means misalignment. It means it's fake.
Right.
It means that this affirmation is actually not you, or it's too far away from you.
It's too hard to believe.
It could be more like a defense mechanism where you're saying it just to make yourself feel better.
Yeah,
but
and
you
we don't want that.
Right.
We don't want defense mechanism.
So, yes.
Right.
So, for example, if you can't bless that person that day, if it feels too far away to say, I wish you good health, I wish you good day, then
I can blast that person though. Sorry, I just had to put that in there.
I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Love that. So back to the thing. If it is too far away to bless that person, the next easier affirmation might be, yeah, it's okay to be around this person today, maybe. Or maybe the even easier one is that God will guide me. Like that's what I like to say, right? Like God will guide me. When this person is going to be hard on me, God will guide me to go get some coffee, maybe, and I will be out of that situation.
Right.
Yeah. It could also be, I will ignore this person as much as I can, or stay away from his or her energy as much as I can today. This can be another affirmation to help yourself. Like, I will stay as far as I can from this energy, from this person, as much as I can for today. This can be a good affirmation for yourself. As Dorothy said, yes, boundary.
Yeah.
This is my boundary, because I protect. Another affirmation here, you see, I protect my energy space, which is why I am going to stay away from this energy. Yeah, so this is another kind of affirmation. Affirmation can be like the simplest sentence in your head. That is an affirmation.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, something that affirms that you are, I guess, staying true to yourself, right?
Yes.
That you are doing what is best for you.
Yes.
Not you're doing it because you want to impress others, or you're trying to hide behind some defense mechanism, but because you're doing it in your best interest, right?
Definitely. And talking about breaking it down to just now when Dorothy said, I'm going to bless this person. So I break down the logical process for you. So for me, why I choose is far away from many people. Even for me, when I first hated, like, we quarreled and everything, I was like, fuck that shit. Sorry, I cursed the word.
That's okay. we can curse on this show. It's okay.
Oh, I love it because I curse a lot. Because I like to be real, you see. So when I don't like the person, we quarrel, I'm fucking angry. I own it. I validate it. But why eventually I chose to bless him? Why? Because the logical process is, first of all, I believe in the law of attraction.
Right.
I believe in energy. And I believe that what comes around goes around. What goes around comes around, sorry. The other way. Yeah. So I believe in this. So I believe that when I vibrate, like, so energy has a spectrum, yeah, the high frequency to the low frequency. So high frequency is more like love, gratitude, trust, happiness, excitement. Then the low frequency is more like depression, fear, worry, anxious, anxiety, etc.
Right.
So for me, I believe that if I am to genuinely vibrate at this higher frequency, I will attract more good things in my life. This is my belief in the law of attraction. So the logic behind blessing a person is that when I bless not only myself, of course I bless myself first, of course, like, you know. So not only when I bless myself, but when I also bless someone that I hate, you see, when you hate, you're vibrating at this lower spectrum of energy. And I don't want to be there, you know. I know I'm better than that, and I want to attract more of the abundance. So when I choose to bless this person good things, I immediately translate to this higher spectrum of energy filled with love, gratitude, and forgiveness even. Yeah. So I want to be in that state, so that, because I believe that if I am in that state, my whole energy as a person will change, and my day will just be better. My day will change, and the next magic will come. Like, you know, I will see more magic in things because I'm so filled with love. So ultimately, when I bless someone, I'm actually just blessing myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the way you put that, and the passion you put into saying how you can change your emotional state. And I almost feel like you're going to say, I want to fucking bless that person.
No, I do it for myself.
No, I know. I know exactly what
The
you
intensity.
mean. But what I mean is, I love that passion that you have
Thank you.
when you say that we need to change our emotional state from negative and change that frequency, right? It's important that we stay at and it's kind of like you're making an emotional deposit, right? For some, you're changing your state of emotion, and it's not just for that person; it's for ourselves, right? So we're not in a state of negativity, of anger, of depression, of sadness, or whatever that negative feeling we have, right? And how do we do that? We do that by changing how we look at someone, or instead
Simple
of cursing
things.
someone, just blessing them, right?
Remember, it's the next easiest feeling to be better. That is the key. And you slowly reach the point where you can bless the person.
And you know, it's not easy. It's not easy because human nature, we usually blame people for anything that happens, right? And it's hard for us to change that perspective, and instead of cursing them or wishing bad things on them, just wishing good things for people really does make a difference. I do agree.
Yes. The true reason for a release, a forgiveness, a true reason for a change in emotions is always for ourselves.
Right. It's so we can better ourselves in a way. So you know, we've been talking for quite some time now. I think it's almost been an hour now, which is awesome because I could keep going and going. But there is a time limit, unfortunately. So I do have one more question for both of you. Let's say that both of you have accomplished everything that you've set out to accomplish, and your time on this earth has come to an end. You have to move on, and you can only leave 2 pearls of wisdom behind for everyone to remember you by, and all that you stand for. So what would be your 2 pearls of wisdom? Chloe first.
Me first?
Two? Okay. Ooh, I love these questions. So many things, but don't know which one to pick.
Yes, just two. Just two. I was going to say one each, but no, that's not fair.
So cute. All right. I would just think, first thing that came to my mind is always be in the flow and ease state. I want people to remember that your life can be flowy and easy for yourself when you make it to be.
Mm.
And second is to understand what self-love truly means.
Oh.
Yeah, loving yourself. So these two would be my biggest thing that I want to leave behind. What about Dorothy?
Aw,
So
love that.
just kind of go with the flow, let things happen, and remember that you are important. You need to take care of yourself, right?
Yes.
Because I think a
Yeah.
lot of people forget that. Like, even if you're a parent, you take care of your kids more than you take care of yourself. But what happens if you get sick, right? If you're
Yeah.
sick, you can't take care of your kids.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
true.
really important. It's just like if you're in a relationship and all you care about is your partner, what happens when you're not fulfilled, I guess, when you're not thinking
Definitely.
about yourself? How can you love your partner? So that's really, really good pearls of wisdom. How about you, Dorothy?
Yeah. For me, I think that the first one I would go with is happiness and loving are conscious choice. And we are conscious human beings. We're here to be conscious. We're not here to be unconscious. But then unfortunately, we are a lot of the times unconscious about our lives. And happiness and love is a conscious choice. The second one is something that can help the first one, which is healing is necessary. Because when we don't heal, we don't get to be conscious. A lot of our pain is in the unconscious. A lot of the pain, the trauma is all in our unconscious that is keeping us stuck in the things that in the feelings that we don't want to feel, in the place that we don't want to be. It's all because we are stuck in our trauma. And that's why healing is necessary for you to make conscious choice into happiness and love.
Wow, that's powerful as well. It's important that we're conscious in what we're doing, and also we're able, if we have certain things that are weighing us down, that have caused us pain, that we're able to give ourselves time to heal. And I think that kind of goes into what Chloe's talking about as well, which is the flow and self-recognition, self-care and self-love, right? That's
Yes.
really important. I see how you guys complement each other very well.
Whee!
So
Oh.
so
Yay.
for some of the viewers or listeners, if they wanted to get in touch with you, if they wanted to know more about Moonlight Path, if they wanted to have two beautiful coaches co-coaching them, what would be the best way to get in touch with you?
I was thinking Instagram. Get in touch with us on Instagram. So my handle is with Chloe Ho, WITHCHLOEHO, and Dorothy is
It's Sunshine Dorothy. ITS Sunshine Dorothy.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently, we are going to set up our own Moonlight Path Instagram, but right now we are using our own.
Okay. Is there an ETA on when that will be set up?
By this year, definitely will be up.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be moonlightpath.inc.
Yes.
Okay.
Easy to find us. Moonlightpath.inc.
Awesome.
That's the handle for now. I don't know if you can see.
Thank you. Yeah.
but
No,
just hope that
we'll
there is
put it in
something.
the description. It's
Yes.
Sunshine Dorothy or at with Chloe Ho. HO.
Yes.
Chloe HO.
And
Yes.
HO, yes, I'm a ho.
I love that. Oh, you guys are literally killing me,
I'm sorry.
Well, I just for the viewers there, I just came out of I had an appendectomy, and every time I laugh, it pulls the stitches
Oh no, I'm sorry
in my
for that.
stomach, which is why I haven't been laughing as much as usual. So thank you for that, Chloe Ho.
Thank you too.
I can't help myself.
I love it.
All right. It's been a pleasure having both of you, Dorothy, Chloe. Moonlight
Yeah,
Path.
same.
We look forward to when you guys have an official Instagram account or website. I hope to have another conversation with you once that's all set up. And I think there's definitely some things you can share with our viewers, with our listeners on your journey as coaches, as co-coaches. What are some things that you guys have been working on yourselves? I always like to see not just the people who listen who make progress, but even us as coaches, as trainers,
Yeah.
we also always want to progress.
Yes.
And it would be great to have you back on and
Yay!
see where
Awesome.
you guys are.
It'd be so great to get in touch
Yeah.
with you again.
It'll be so fun. Love it.
So thank
Love it.
you so much for joining us on Didikanku. For all the viewers, again, if you want to get in touch with Chloe or Dorothy, I think you can get in touch with both of them. You will have the description below to their Instagram. And once they have set up their Moonlight Path, we'll put that in the description as well. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please leave us some comments or questions. Again, thank you so much, Chloe and Dorothy. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
your sharing and for the advice and tips that you've given. Till next time.
Yay! Till next time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye, everyone.